On today's Not So Critical update, we find out how John really feels about MSPs.
Yeah, spoiler, he's angry.
Great.
It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's a great episode to finish off our recording session. And it's the level of anger that I was hoping we were going to get yesterday.
Yeah, we did get there. We did get there. Yeah, I used to have a managed services firm that I sold back in 2014, the very end of 2014, before I moved over fully to marketing, which is kind of where I am now. I guess I've evolved from there into some other stuff, but so I still stay connected to this MSP community. Our MSP is one of the communities I follow on Reddit, and I just came across this post the other day that really, I think I was more disappointed by it than anything. The title is when aging CEOs finally allow work from home. And the post says, and I'm not going to call out any specific MSP, like whatever, that's not really the point, but he says,
or someone like that. Yeah.
We have a boomer client finally transitioning employees to work from home. Without consulting us, they instructed employees to take photos or do Pinterest mood boards of their home office space. They compiled all 125 plus into one document and asked us to source equipment that would individually match each employee's decor. Facepalm. And overwhelmingly, the responses were just like, fuck this guy, basically. Like, it was very frustrating.
Fuck the guy, the CEO, not the
CEO,
right?
Malicious compliance. Charge him $1 million. Tell him to fuck off and go find another IT provider. Overwhelmingly, these are the nature of the responses.
So I just want to backtrack a little bit. For those who don't know, a managed service provider is a outsourcing IT firm. Basically, they service small to medium-sized businesses who can't have their own dedicated IT team or IT person, and they kind of get the full package. They get networking and security and general IT tech support needs from this company. MSPs are the worst thing to have happened to the IT industry.
No. I don't agree with that at all. Totally disagree with that. Whoa, John, you're going way too far.
Nope.
Jesus.
That's a fact.
Damn.
Now, there are some MSPs that are good.
Wow.
Maybe 1% of MSPs are good.
Okay.
But the 99% of others are money-hungry failures whose only hope at success was to open an IT shop and service other dumber people. Sorry.
Whoa.
Not sorry at all,
All right.
actually. That's a fact. MSPs are dogs in the IT industry.
Hold on. Whoa.
Yeah.
So there is a grain of truth to what you say. And the issue is that these are very small businesses serving other very small businesses. And very often, small business owners don't really know what they're doing. And MSPs, a lot of times are guys who leave a corporate IT job thinking, oh, I'm going to live the dream. I'm going to be self-employed. I'm going to service all these businesses. Life is going to be great. And then they slog on for 5, 10, 15 years, making marginally more than they were making before. Yeah, there's a ton of those out there. Absolutely.
It's hard.
It is hard. As a business model, it actually makes a lot of sense because the reason corporate IT works is because of standardization. Small businesses are too small to standardize like that, but an MSP can bring a pool of small businesses together to take advantage of that leverage. And that's the area where I have sympathy with some of these guys in this thread, because the benefit of a managed services model is standardization. That's where your efficiency comes from. So if a CEO is coming to you and saying, hey, I want an individual customized PC for every one of my customers, that breaks the managed services model. I totally get that.
Well,
I'm not sure. Whoa.
See, here's the thing. Sorry to interrupt, Mike. Are you in the mid flow there?
Just that the other side of that is you could still be helpful.
Yeah. So there was one comment about halfway through this like slew of sarcastic comments on this thread, and it's a guy that said, "I'm getting tired of this. What the client wants. If you don't want to do the work, I'll do it." And
straight up,
I thought that was like,
there's your 1%, Peter.
Yeah,
there is your 1%.
Yeah.
Because here's the harsh truth. Yeah, this guy is complaining about being able to bill probably an hour or two per workstation.
Yep.
Instead of an hour or two for 120 or however many workstations, which is just gather the shipping addresses and fire it off. Just send out the standardized stuff. Now you get to assign a tech to spend probably hundreds of hours of billable time just matching decor. And then you have to send that back to the client who has to approve or change, who will probably send it to all the employees to approve or change individually. Like, the amount of money you're going to make off of this inquiry is insane. And you go to the subreddit to complain. You are the worst. You are the worst. And I hope you lose this client. I hope you actually run out of business. You shouldn't be in the industry.
No. We hope you watch this show and pick up some tips.
Out. There we go. There was another person who was exactly this conversation. There was somebody who said, "Oh, this is how I bill it. This much for this many hours per times this many people." Something was like $23,000, which seemed like a big number, right? And then
it's not a big number at all. If you think about it.
Well, hang on, give me a sec. Remember, we practiced the breathing, so just find your center.
Fire.
That's it.
Zen.
Yeah. And then there was a reply from someone who said, "I see you've never done creative work before. It's not going to be, you'll bill like 10 hours for this, but it's all going to be split all over the place. And this is how much you're going to get done in those actual 10 hours. And we'll probably charge 10 times that. Or I don't know, a lot more. So yeah, this is creative work, right? Or subcontract it. I don't know, but like it's money on the table, basically.
Yeah, there's a lot of solutions. I mean, sell your same standardized hardware, configure it the way you want to, but put some customized wallpaper on the computers. Get some vinyl wraps for the cases. Like,
Now you're thinking MSP. Now you dug right back into your MSP.
What's wrong with that?
Vinyl print. No,
this is a classic example of our MSP. Sorry.
What's wrong with that?
Fire off a proposal for fucking 300 hours at a custom rate, because this is out of SLA. This is out of your agreement. And boom.
Now you sound like these guys.
That's the point, is how can you complain about something like this? This is so cool. An employer, what?
It really is cool.
An employer is like going the extra mile to spend money on each individual team member to have a cool setup. Like, to have a setup that they want and like, and you're shitting on it.
No, I'm saying support it, but
not you. But he's shitting on it.
But you do also want to maintain your business model, which depends on some standardization.
I mean, I don't need to for this. If we're talking about laptops, you cannot customize that. That's going to stay standardized. If we're talking about custom workstations, 10x the amount of money, because you're going to have to build those yourself. And again, all the parts inside are going to be standardized. If you're talking about monitors can be any monitor. Monitors don't need to be standardized. You can just spend extra time. Yeah, okay, you can't go through your approved vendor. Sorry, you have to go through Amazon. Like,
all right.
No.
I think there's a spectrum here. You're like the poster, so far on one side.
I think the original poster is an asshole. That's what I think. That's it.
Here's okay. If anybody isn't familiar with the RMSP subreddit on Reddit, I think that's a good example of how it goes. It's very typical of a lot of forums where you'll start off with basically somebody says something sort of okay or acceptable. Someone else will reply to a tiny point of that, and then someone else will reply to a small point of that, and then you'll get into like an argument or something, and it will be nothing to do with what's actually the point of the whole thing. And there was one time where someone said something like what you were saying: give them all a vinyl printer, and they will print out stickers for everyone, and that's your customized hardware.
I didn't say that as an easy way out. I'm saying there are lots of ways to address this problem. I had a vinyl sticker on my laptop and loved it for years. I thought that was a great way to customize my laptop. I'm sorry that wasn't fancy enough for you.
But that's not what I don't think.
Let me finish what I was trying to say.
Okay, go ahead, Peter.
God's sake. Thank you. This is like an RMSP thread right here.
Actually, Peter, it would be more like...
No. Then someone said, oh, yeah, but then I bet one of them would slap it over an air vent. And then someone else would go,
now you're talking RMSP.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. And then you'd have a liability issue on your hands. And then it was all just complaining about users again. And it was like,
look, clearly I haven't had the best experiences when it comes to MSPs. Okay? I've actually had mixed experiences. One was hell. And the other was really good and treated me with respect and appreciated me as the employee. And I'm still in contact with the CEO of that company we just spoke last week. Super nice.
Is he watching this? Because he might be a bit pissed off.
I don't know if he knows about this podcast. No, but
listen, Frank, just don't watch the last episode. It's rubbish. There's nothing to see.
So my last experience with an MSP was 4 years ago. I was interviewing. This MSP was really close to my house. It was a 10-minute drive, which was so ideal. But the reason I was interviewing was because I needed a full-time remote job so that I could fly and work in different places and visit my family. So I go to this interview. This was before the pandemic. No expectations of remote, but that is my end goal. I will not accept a job unless I can get remote. And I was hot meat for MSPs. Multiple years of experience, quick acceleration through the ladder, a lot of good knowledge across many different domains. The ideal MSP tech. And this guy interviews me in his office. It's your classic MSP office. There's 5-6 techs sitting at desks and a bunch of servers and hardware all strewn around, and he has his own office. And he loved me. He says, listen, I can offer you a job right now. I can offer you a job for $95,000 right now. That was a lot of money. Way more than I was making. I said, okay, how do you feel about remote? And his whole demeanor changed. And I instantly saw the type of person this guy is. He says, oh, no, I don't do remote. We don't do remote here. We have one guy in Puerto Rico. He's been with us for 10 years. He's right there, actually. This guy had an always on camera in the office of this employee on a TV with a conference phone on.
Oh, man. This is
nice.
This is like therapy, man. This is like I see where a lot of your demons come from. Like we're digging into the roots of where these traumatic experiences.
It sounds made up when you think about it. It sounds made up. Crazy. On a 50-inch TV, this man had an employee. I could see him. I looked over and there he fucking is. How
was he okay with that?
I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, you're in Puerto Rico. He offered way above market rate at the time. He probably is paying this guy a lot of money. So he's just okay with it. He's okay with being constantly monitored by multiple people, not even the boss, but the whole office. It was an open office plan. The whole office can see this guy.
Did he have one of those little robots with an iPad on a stick?
No, it's just a webcam.
A Segway.
So, I'm not a fan of the business practices of MSPs. I think they're generally shady. And this is just another post that just proves how cynical and shitty they are towards their customers.
In defense of our MSP and all MSP people out there, right? It's crossed my mind before. When you're crawling around under a desk and attaching network cables and then setting up backups for the nth time on someone new employee's workstation, and you're thinking, oh man, I don't get paid enough for this shit. And then you hear about, look, you start doing out of hours work. Well, that's how it starts, right? Your friend needs their printer set up at home. They've got a new, I don't know, modem or something. So you go around, they make you dinner or buy you a beer. You're like, oh, okay. And then someone else finds out, and you do it for one or two more people, and then you do it for a few people, and then you're known as the IT guy. Sure. And then you've got a little network of friends, and they're like, oh, you know what? I could strike out on my own and do this, right? Yep. This is so hard. And so that's how it happens.
And then that person becomes the business owner. Yeah.
Yeah. The problem is running a business and dealing with people is the hard part. The tech stuff is relatively easy.
I mean, for us, but it's not like anyone should run their own business. Take Mike, prime example, should not be running his own business.
Clearly.
Yeah.
100%, kidding.
But no, this is what I was going to say is dealing with people does drive you up the wall. When you've had to, if anybody's had to fix their grandparents' computer, it's kind of like that all day, every day.
Yeah.
So reactions like they have on threads like this are kind of
Of course, they're super tainted towards the end users. I get it. They think that they're the smartest person on earth, but they fucking aren't. And when you have those people as employers and bosses,
John,
yourself, you're going to be tainted not against the customers. You're going to be tainted against them.
Totally unfair to these guys.
Not even.
The issue is, like Peter was saying, that what makes you a good tech does not make you a good business owner. These guys are all probably great techs. But if you want to be a business, and we've actually talked about this with respect to the podcast, if you want to own a business, the thing that you need to be best at is sales and marketing.
Yep.
Being a tech in a lot of cases actually hurts you because you're far too likely to get sucked into the weeds on a lot of these conversations versus just figuring out how to make a project work. And so
being a people person as well.
You just reminded me, you just an unlocked, blocked memory, blacked out memory that you just unlocked.
Oh no!
Oh dear!
One of my employers was MSP was struggling to reach new customers, and they were like, "We need a sales guy." And I was like, "Oh, I used to do sales. I'm never going back. But tell me, what's the commission band?" And they're like, "Commission? We're not going to offer commission." So you want to hire a sales guy, but you don't want to pay commission. This is again over and over. Oh my God, it drives me bananas. Anyway. If anyone from our MSP watches this and you maybe have a differing opinion to mine, feel free to comment. Let's have a discussion. Please. I invite you.
I definitely have a different opinion. All right, we'll just leave it at that. I think
this is the sorry. I was going to say, this is the level of anger I wanted from yesterday's episode.
I thought we were going to get there. John really disarmed me by being reasonable.
What can I say?
Yeah.
It caught me totally off guard.
I used my trap card. Be nice.
It did.